Welcome to BobCast with Bob Hopkins, powered by robolive.us.
Hello there, I'm Bob Hopkins of BobCast. I'm so excited that you're here with me because we are going to change the world today. I mean, we don't have to wait until tomorrow for this one because this is going to be one of my favorite interviews with my favorite family called the Addams Family. No, they're not of television. They are the Addams Family of Kelly Clarkson, or the Addams Family of the world of Dallas when you talk about origamis and water wheels. So anyway, today I have Deborah and I have Isabel, and I've known them for half of my life. Not quite, actually.
Half
not
of mine.
half of your life, at least. Maybe more than half of your life.
Yes, more than.
More than half of Isabel's life, because she's 22.
Mm-hmm.
And Deborah is her mother, and she was a shining star when she was young, with stars in her eyes, wanting to know, am I going to do with my life? I have married this doctor, and we together are going to do something, and I'm not sure what. Am I right, Deborah? What were you thinking back then?
Well, I mean, to be honest, when I was a child, we started out in very humble circumstances, on food stamps, living in a trailer park. It was not easy. My clothes came in, black plastic bags. And so I think I've lived most of my life just in survival mode. And knowing I didn't want to live like that. And I wanted to provide more for my kids. And so I think I started out in my marriage and my young adult life just trying to get ahead, save as much as I could, have some kind of buffer between myself and the poverty line. And what's happened instead is that once we started volunteering and giving and doing things for others, that's when my life really got rich and full and exciting. And now every day I have no idea what's going to happen. Could be a really exciting email or an interview like this to come and be on a podcast.
A BobCast.
A BobCast, yes. An opportunity to help somebody somewhere in the world, and I get to meet the nicest people. Our volunteers are great. People who volunteer and give are generally people you want to spend time with.
Okay.
And so I think that my life is just so full in every way. Volunteering showed me the truth of my circumstances, and that I had more than I needed, that I had a wonderful life, that I really had nothing to complain about. And I think that it just expanded everything in my life.
Mm-hmm. And then you married Ken, or you were already married to Ken, and you decided to have a child.
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Is it anything you can broadcast at BobCast?
Well, Ken is absolutely the most amazing father. Wonderful. And the kids love him. He loves them. He's truly the best father, but he did not want to have kids.
Oh, wow.
And I had to
He says
beg and
this is
plead
not
for-
actually accurate, though.
Well, so I would call my dad and mom in tears because he was like, I don't want to have kids. I'm so tired, because his mother had cancer for 10 years. His dad had dementia. He'd been a caretaker for a while, and he was just kind of done taking care of people. Plus, as a physician, you're taking care of people every single day. And he's like, I just don't have the bandwidth. I just don't think I can have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would call my parents in tears. And my dad would say, you just got to get in there. You just got to hit him. You got to hit him again. You just got to wear him down. And so we had Isabel, and it completely changed his life.
Isabel, welcome to BobCast.
Thank you.
I have known you since you were 5,
No.
7.
I think 10.
10?
Yeah, you said 2013.
Did I say 2013?
It's in your book.
Oh my gosh, time has passed, I know.
Uh-huh.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
welcome to the world that you are making. That
Mhm.
is what's amazing. Folks, this is what they are making. These are called origamis. And I've heard of origamis because I'm not that dumb, but I had never seen people experience them like this. Tell us about you and origamis.
Well, we started folding origami with my dad, who's half Japanese, when my sister and I were little, and we started making what everyone makes, which is little animals or birds and simple things like that, and we quickly got bored. So he taught us how to make these modular origami creations, which is essentially taking little pieces of paper and folding them all in the exact same way, and then you put them together and make all of these cool shapes. These are definitely more complicated than what we started out with. This is sort of high level origami
Right.
for sure.
Well, this is my first book, and as you can see, it is the highlight of my book because it's the most colorful part of my book. It's not about things that are boring.
That's true.
This is excitement. This is what makes people work and play, et cetera, et cetera. But fortunately for you, you figured out how to sell them
Mm-hmm.
and make millions of dollars, one water well at a time. You have built. Tell us about this story, both of you, either one.
Well, we actually didn't do origami as our first project. Origami was our third project. And we had twice had little fundraisers where we made a craft and sold it. And the other crafts we made were very different. But the idea was still the same, that we would make something, sell it, and then donate the money. And the origami was just going to be another one of those little fundraisers where we made something and sold it and donated the money. And instead, we kept going because our very first night of fundraising was a huge success, and we overfunded our entire goal for what we had projected for the month. And then at that point, we kind of realized that, oh, we might have something here. And so we went and made more ornaments and raised our prices. And eventually, so we started in November, and by the end of December, we had raised more than enough money for an entire water project. And then at that point, we thought, well, why don't we just do one more well? And then overfunded that well. And then overfunded the next well. And then we started getting volunteers. And then we kind of stopped thinking, oh, we'll just do one more. And just kind of let Paper for Water become what it is today.
Mm-hmm. Well, what it is today is just amazing because you've been on Kelly Clarkson's show. You are in both of my books, my first one and my second one, at a high level. You have been in the Dallas Morning News this weekend.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that I stole the newspaper so I could get a copy of it. And it was sitting over here getting ready to be thrown in the trash, so I just took it. I didn't pay for it, I just took it. And then my cat decided she liked it, so she has torn it all apart, so I have to get another copy. What kind of decision did you have, really, in making origamis?
Well, we were bored, and my dad wanted to entertain us to a certain extent. So that's kind of why we started folding it. But then we really enjoyed it, and so we decided to continue folding it. My sister in particular really loved doing it. And we then decided, after we had accumulated enough of them, that, oh, this could be a really fun thing to sell because we think they're really pretty. I bet other people think they're pretty. And the other thing that kind of we landed on, my sister and I, is that we decided where we wanted to donate the money that we raised. So a friend of ours who had just come back from a mission trip to drill a water well came and told us about her trip, and she showed us the photos and the kids she had met and what it was like. And it really impacted us and made us want to donate everything we raised to build a water project.
And so how many water projects are we in now?
Honestly, I don't know the fully up to date number. Probably
Umberto, don't we?
probably close to 450.
Well, I heard 350.
I think it's
It's definitely
397 maybe.
around 400.
It's around 400.
And when I met
For
you,
sure.
you were like at 200, maybe.
Oh, I bet we
Maybe
weren't even
less.
close to that.
Oh, I mean, not met you when I did the book.
Oh, yes.
So in the
Yeah.
last 5 years, you have done
A lot.
100 or so. The latest one is Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And you went to Kenya as
Yeah.
a family to celebrate. Tell me that experience.
Well, we just got back a month ago. Yeah, a month ago. And it was great. We went with some volunteers and some young volunteers, and we visited a bunch of different projects. Some of them were some of the largest projects that we've fundraised for, and we met community members and kids who go to the schools that we installed these projects at. Excuse me. It was great. It was a really awesome trip.
Did you see the kids drinking water
Mm-hmm.
thanks to you?
Mm-hmm. And washing their hands and cleaning classrooms and eating food cooked with the water from the well. It's pretty great.
That's so great. So this is a family affair. It's a family affair to the extent that the boyfriend is now
The boyfriend is now employed by
is now employed by Paper
organization.
for Water.
Yes.
None
And
of
it's-
us are employed, but
Just
he is.
him.
Well, somebody's got to be employed.
We work for free.
Yeah.
I know. And by the way, I want my audience to know that I know the family. I know Umberto, who's the new addition, and the employee, and I am helping him learn how to raise money because that's kind of what I do. I have been doing that kind of a thing for nonprofit organizations forever. I did not help them raise money here because I didn't need to. They already had a plan, and they have gone with it because they have gathered people like moss.
Mm-hmm.
People keep coming from church, from school, from neighborhoods, etc., and every time I come to see you all, I see new people that I have never seen before. So you keep getting new ones and graduating old ones.
Yeah. I think there's definitely been some points in time where we've all gotten really tired for one reason or another and thought about, what if we just, stopped doing Paper for Water? And what's kept it going in all of those hard times is the fact that Paper for Water is no longer just our family. It's a much bigger community, and all of the volunteers who put in so much hard work are now what drives the organization, and it's really not just us at this point.
Right.
Not even close.
And then you went to college.
Yeah.
And you went out of state.
Yeah,
to
I've been
college.
gone.
And now Catherine's in college. She
Mhm.
stayed in town, but she's still in college, which
Mhm.
means there's other things to do besides folding paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm concerned because mom and dad are getting older.
Not really.
Not
But
that much older.
yeah.
But you have, how is this, what's the 20-year plan?
Well, I mean, I think we don't have a 20-year plan. I think we have maybe a couple years plan-ish. I have a plan personally, sort of. But, yeah, Catherine and I don't intend to do this for a career. We both have found other things that we're really passionate about and love doing unrelated to nonprofit work. Obviously, we still want Paper for Water to continue and we want to stay involved to a certain degree. But Paper for Water needs to evolve and become independent, and we're starting that process by hiring Umberto and he's helping us sort of get organized enough so that operations are no longer stored entirely in my mother's head and instead are on Word documents and Excel spreadsheets. And hopefully we can then find someone to come in and sort of take over day-to-day operations, because I don't think that any of us can do it for the next 20 years. If Paper for Water is going to be around for another 15 to 20 years, then it definitely needs to stop being only our family running it.
Okay, as a college professor, I see a lot of students, and for the last 15 years, I've seen different generations of students
Mm-hmm.
with different opportunities to do different kinds of things. AI has come about, which
Yeah.
I think has taken over the world, at least in taking over my classroom. Um, I don't know anything about it, unfortunately, but I retired from teaching last month or so. So therefore, I'm not going to have to worry about AI necessarily at work. But I'm worried about it now because of the fact my personal life is about AI too, because I'm developing ideas, I'm developing thoughts, and thank God I have Noman Robin, who is our filmmaker for this particular podcast as well, who is very smart and can teach me and can walk me through all of this kind of stuff. What are you thinking about the future in communications? Number one, and number two is how come these girls did not have a television in their home, or how come they didn't go to the computer to get online and talk to girls and boys all day long and every night? How did you, as a family, avoid all of that, or did you?
When I was pregnant with Catherine, we were building a house and we were going to be moving. And so we were so busy packing and getting ready to move that we didn't have time to watch TV. And then it took like a month to unpack and we still hadn't watched TV. So I said, you know what? We've been talking about not having TV while our kids are little. I think we might as well just do it now. We haven't watched for like 2 months. We've been too busy. And so that's what we did. We just cut the cable and we didn't have a TV. And it was, it's a little challenging when people are like, oh, did you see such and such show and what just happened? And well, no, I didn't. But what happened for our kids, especially Isabel, is you could go into their playroom and she would have a stack of books this high and she would just sit there until she read them all. Sit there for hours reading. And they also attended a school that did not have any computers in the school. And that was extremely helpful. And so when Isabel was going into 6th grade, I was a little worried, like, they haven't been on any computers. How are they going to learn how to do all this for high school? And they had a class for 2 weeks in the summer, and in 2 weeks at their school, she learned how to do Excel, Word, how to type, how to make a PowerPoint, learned everything in 2 weeks. And so then I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to worry anymore. And then when she got to high school, she had a computer in her, and they had computers in their classrooms, and she had to take a computer programming class, right? What was that called?
Yeah, basic.
And so
class.
then I was really worried, like, oh my gosh. And Isabel said, no, wait, no problem, Mom. This is just like my logic class I had in 8th grade. And she did great. So I think the any worry a parent might have about getting behind on electronics or computers, kids can learn it so quickly.
Yeah, from a school perspective, it's definitely fine. From a social perspective, it's definitely very hard when you're the only person in your grade who doesn't have a phone or an iPad, and so you're the only person not in the grade-wide group chat. So that's tough, for sure. I think that I've talked to some parents of younger kids lately, and there's been a push at certain schools to just have every kid not have a phone until 8th grade. And I think that is the only way that it's really socially sustainable to not have a phone at a young age, or some sort of device that you can participate in group chats with. And it's definitely for the best. I think looking back at my childhood, it was very beneficial to not have a phone or an iPad or whatever, but it's definitely hard. And I think it's very helpful when there's other people around you who also don't have access to technology. So
Off the top of your head, 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for from your mother.
They traveled with us my entire life. My parents love to travel, and when they had kids, they just didn't stop. And I think that's pretty awesome. I know a lot of parents do. So yeah, I've been everywhere, and now I love to travel from my parents, and they've encouraged us to be adventurous, and for better or worse, we have to try everything that's in front of us on a plate. So I've eaten some really weird things, and I think that's pretty cool. My parents have definitely helped us stay really close to our extended family both of my parents are really close to a lot of family members, and so we've got this huge family network, and that's pretty great. Yeah, I think honestly the no phones or technology thing was pretty great. We both my sisters and I have a lot of hobbies that we probably wouldn't have had the time to develop had we been preoccupied.
Like reading.
Like reading. We all love to craft. We all cook.
And you are sewing, or you
I was
are knitting.
yeah, I have my knitting project that I'm currently working on right now. So we're all just we all have very analog hobbies that I think are really fun. That we probably wouldn't have developed if we.
Okay, last question to you.
Yeah.
How are you going to raise your children?
How am I going to raise my children?
Similar or differently? And in what ways do you think that instead of this, I would do this?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think definitely a lower level of technology is probably preferable. I also want to travel a lot with my kids. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of how I plan to raise kids will just sort of be figured out on the fly, which I think is how most people do it, if they're being honest. So I'm not gonna think I know any better than any other parents.
And Deborah, what do you think you did the best, and what would you have changed, if anything?
I think one of the best things we did is we had our kids very involved at a small church that volunteered constantly. So they just grew up in a community of people who that was really important to them, and they volunteered once or twice every single week of their childhood. And I have a memory of a place we would go in the summer with our church. So we would go down to a place that would house family members of people who were in prison. And so it was either free or super cheap to stay there, and otherwise a lot of people wouldn't be able to afford to make to pay for the travel and accommodations to come and visit their loved ones. And so we would go to that facility, and that would be kind of our headquarters, and then go out from there and work on projects, homes that needed ramps or repairs or roofs or a hot water heater out or all kinds of things, usually after a hurricane damage. And then the kids would also do a VBS program at a local church. And Ken and I would cook all the meals. And our kids had so much fun doing that we had taken them to Disney World. And they said, this was more fun than going to Disney World. And so we thought, okay, well, we're doing this next summer because it's also way cheaper.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, so the joy of just being with people that love to volunteer.
Right. I'm grateful to have you in my books, because obviously they're colorful, and what you do is an example for everybody to follow. And not that anybody is going to do it to this extent, but at least I think parents are wondering, how am I going to raise my child in this kind of an age that we're in, when there's so many distractions? And television can be one of those distractions. So congratulations on making that decision. And I want to make sure that audience knows that you can buy my book, which is Philanthropy Understood. The first one was Misunderstood, and I'm sorry, those are gone, but the Philanthropy Understood is still available, and we're going to put some information here for you so that you can order a book. But anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. You're my favorite family. I'm crazy about you. I think you're wonderful, amazing. I never want to be out of your life. And I want you at my funeral talking.
Well, let's not talk funeral. We've got more things to do, Bob.
Okay.
We're going to get you to Uganda too next year.
Okay, exactly. Well, I've got more things to do with you too. So anyway, thank you for being here. I love you both.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Bob.
Appreciate it.